Welcome back. We had to cut Luke Fiasco a little short here as we're getting ready to be joined by both Joe Hamrahi and Matt LaPorta. Guys, how's it going?
Going great. Sorry, a little late to get on the show.
That's all right.
No problem. You got some more important things going on.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, I just want to first thanks for doing this. I know you're running around like crazy, and I appreciate we got a chance to meet last week. And I just real quick, if you could just take us. This has been a wild 2 weeks for you. Could you just kind of take us a little bit through like when you first started hearing news about the trade, and go through some of the quick scenarios up to the futures game, and then you shuttle back and forth. I know you had some personal things going on too, so if you don't mind just going to a quick rundown for the fans out there.
Yeah, no problem. Probably a week and a half, 2 weeks before the trade actually happened, I started hearing my name being filtered around. I mean, I really didn't think anything of it until a couple of days before. It's time to get like it was getting more serious, and still, again, I was kind of, I guess, naive, and I was like, well, it's my first season. I don't think they're going to trade me. And sure enough, a day later, I got traded, and since I got traded, it has just been an absolute roller coaster ride with good things happening, and it just, I got traded, came out to Akron, with the Indians, which is a great ball club, and on the way out here, my baggage got lost, so I had to hunt that down. Actually, I got it back today.
Oh, that's good.
So that's good news. And then, got invited to go to the futures game as well, and dealing with all that stuff. And it's just about a week ago, my grandfather passed away, and so I had to deal with that. And now I just got recently named to the Olympic team. But it's all, it's life experiences, and it's, you got to take everything in strides, and I'm very happy and pleased where I'm at.
Matt, this is Eric. As fans, we see a transaction. We see Matt LaPorta sent to the Cleveland Indians. As a player, how does that work? Who contacts you? Who lets you know you've been traded? Who makes the arrangements? Can you just talk about the little things when you're uprooted in the middle of a season like that?
Well, yeah. It was kind of hush-hush until it was a Sunday, I think it was, and I didn't play that day, and I was kind of curious because, our skipper there, Don Money, he never gives guys, he doesn't give you a day off. He's old school, and, he's a great manager too. But I had a day off, and I was like, well, that's weird. And I didn't know why. I just kind of, did my normal routine and whatnot, and then later that evening, guys were like, why you're not playing today? I was like, no. They said, oh, well, you might be getting traded. I was like, okay. So, I just sat in a dugout and waited, and after the game, I walked up to the clubhouse, and, I started undressing, and changing my clothes, and here comes 5 or 10 TV stations and reporters, and I was like, what's going on? Then the manager called me in his office and said, hey, you got traded. I said, oh, okay. I stayed there.
You actually kind of heard from the media first, Matt, before maybe the organization contacted you?
Yeah, exactly. So I was at the clubhouse the next, all that day till probably 11:30, packing all my stuff up and getting ready to head out here to Akron.
Another question I had is,
sure,
so you change organizations, and some people have different philosophies. So when you get to Cleveland and like you said, you suit up in Akron, do the batting coaches adjust anything, or they pretty much, just observe for the first few weeks, or have they talked to you about different philosophies maybe that weren't present in Milwaukee?
Well, I think they observe and watch you, and I've only played really 4 games with them because I had the future stuff, and then I had to go home for a couple days. So I haven't really had much playing time with the Arrows, but I imagine, they help you along if you're struggling. If you need help, they'll be there to help you. But until then, they just kind of watch and just keep watching.
Yeah, it's funny, just stemming off that the futures game, Matt. It's funny. I'm watching you and watching you from afar, and in the media, you come out into the dugout, and obviously you're wired up that day as well. And,
yeah.
Which I'm sure was an experience in itself. But you come out there, and all of a sudden here's all these other guys, and they're all coming out, and just they all kind of walk by, nobody says anything, and then you come out, and like all of a sudden you're like right in the spotlight with with everything, and they just kind of flock to you. I mean, how does that? How did that feel? I mean, it has to be a little strange, given that you've been down south. I'm sure that you didn't get. I mean, we know you're as a big prospect, and we know you were drafted, but in the general sense of things, now you've become known as the player who was primarily traded for CC Sabathia, which is obviously the main media's focus at this point. That had to have been a little bit different for you, especially going into Yankee Stadium as well.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has. I've been a pretty good player and done well, so far. But this whole trade thing just put it like on another scale, and it just kind of magnified some things. And like my buddy Wes Hodges said the other day, he said, "Hey," he goes, "You're the same dude as you were a week ago. You just got traded for CC now, and everybody knows who you are, because of that." And it was funny, we just sat back and laughed about it. But it was almost overwhelming because I've never had that much media attention, and but at the same time it was great. I mean, I enjoyed it, and I mean, to have that much media in New York City was pretty cool.
Matt, when you were both at Florida, you were primarily a first baseman, and then Milwaukee drafted you and said they wanted to try you out in the outfield. Has Cleveland talked with you about maybe moving back to first, or are they kind of happy with your progress in the outfield?
I think they're pleased with the progress in the outfield. Now, I have moved to left field with them. And occasionally, like once or twice a week, they want me to take balls at first base. But right now, I think things are still up in the air, and they just, when they feel the need to make the decision where they want me to play, they'll let me know.
Just on the Olympic thing, first of all, congratulations on that too. I mean, you seem like you had a whole career like squashed into like a 2-week period for you. I mean, from a trade with a big name player to the Futures game to the Olympic nomination, and it's interesting because I didn't even realize this until last night when I'm looking. I realized that you're almost like the spokesperson almost for the Olympic team from the players. Yeah. I mean, I did a press conference last week, and I'm saying I just happened to notice because I missed the conference call, and it's Bob Watson, Davey Johnson, and Matt LaPorta. I just thought. It's got to be. I mean, all this is happening at one time for you, and you're a level-headed guy, and you've been great with us, and I certainly absolutely appreciate that. I mean, I know our readers love it. We've had a good relationship now, and we've kind of got to know each other. How does this all? I mean, looking forward now. I mean, you've kind of achieved this tremendous amount between your accomplishments in Miami, the Futures game, the Olympic. You're obviously looking forward to going to Beijing. Does it kind of like fade away, fade a little bit the fact that, you still have this goal of reaching the major leagues and playing, with the Cleveland Indians?
Well, yeah. I mean, the ultimate goal is always to play in the big leagues and play with the team that you're with. But at the same time, the accomplishments that come along the way, you got to just take and enjoy those. And I mean, I'm thrilled to be able to play for this country. I can't even express the feeling I felt when they announced it and said that I was part of that team. It was just such an honor again to represent the United States.
Crazy. And like Matt said, I mean, like Joe was saying, Matt, so much condensed into a 2-week period. Do you think maybe after the season you'll look back and kind of, when you have a moment to reflect and be like, man, that was just amazing what I went through? Yeah,
I definitely will, because I mean, sometimes when I get some free time, I'll sit back and just be like, wow, this is like you said, this could be almost a career, and that's happened within this last month, really, and hopefully it's not my career, but you know what I mean.
Well, Matt, thanks again. I know you had to rush in here, and you're rushing back to Akron, and I obviously, Eric and I both appreciate the time you've taken to just jump into the call with us. We'll talk along the way. Obviously we'll look forward to more, your blog entries with us, and good luck in Akron. We'll probably catch you out there, and if we don't speak to you before, best of luck with the Olympics and next month in Beijing, and go get them, man.
All right, guys. Thanks again for having me. I appreciate it.
All right,
no
take care.
Thank you, Matt.
All right, we'll see you.
Appreciate it.